Hi guys. The most common way to move to the UK to work is to get a skilled worker visa, which you already know. But the most common question I get almost on a daily basis is how do I actually go about getting a skilled worker visa? What are the steps involved? How do I start this entire process? Because while most people know that they need a skilled worker visa and they know there's eligibility and criteria and the costs, they don't really know from where to begin. And here's the thing. If you want to move to the UK this year, this is information you absolutely must know. Hi guys, I'm Ashika, and on this channel we talk about how you can move to the UK and what your life is going to be like once you get here, whether you are a student, a working professional, or a dependent. Now, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, now's an absolutely great time to do it. Hit the subscribe button now and click on the bell icon for notifications. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how you can move to the UK with a skilled worker visa and what are all the steps involved to help you get one. Without wasting any more time, let's dive right in. Now, most people say that the first step is to get an eligible job from a UKVI approved employer in the UK. But if you're entirely new to this process, you're honestly wondering who is a UKVI employer, approved employer, and how do you even get this job, right? And what is an approved job or eligible job? So someone has definitely jumped the gun here. So let's take a few steps back. For starters, you're right about this. If you need a work visa in the UK or a work permit in the UK, you definitely need a job offer. But to get a job offer, you first need to nail down your CV and cover letter. Now, here's the thing. Your CV and your cover letter need to tell the employer what they need to know and not what you want to tell them about yourself. So bear that in mind. And a suggestion I always give is finish up your CV and your cover letter to up to 90% and then look at the job opening that you're interested in. Pick up important keywords from there. Pick up what you think the skill sets are that match yours and ensure that you cover them in your CV and your cover letter. Ensure that they have all of these details mentioned because, of course, while a lot of recruiters do it manually, they look at your CV manually. A lot of recruiters for larger companies run it through the ATS system, and the problem with that is that the system just looks for keywords. And if the keywords are missing, your resume is going to get rejected even if you're perfect. And if you don't know where to look for these openings, you can look at Indeed, Reed, LinkedIn, Monster, all of that. Look for the openings there, the openings that interest you. Look for important keywords from there, pick it up, put it into your resume. It's that simple. Now, assuming you've shined up your CV and your cover letter and everything looks good to go, what is the next step? Of course, you apply for job openings on all the job portals that you've seen. And do you sit back and relax after that? Absolutely not. Once you're done applying for all the job listings that you've seen that offer visa sponsorship, you do not sit back and relax. You then go and look for companies. Either you can look for these same companies that you've just applied to, look for them on LinkedIn, look for recruiters from that company, write to the recruiters, try and send them your CV and your cover letter, and try and stick your foot into the door. Because let's be honest, if you want a visa to move to the UK today, you absolutely need to hustle. So here's the thing. There are two sets of companies you can reach out to. Now, the first type of company is obviously the ones who have already listed jobs on all the job portals, so you know that they're allowed to offer you a sponsorship. And apart from that, there are some more companies who probably haven't listed out an opening yet, but are still allowed to offer you sponsorship. These companies are called licensed sponsors. Now, here's the thing. If you have to get a job in the UK, you have to be offered a job only by a licensed sponsor because the other companies aren't allowed to offer you a visa no matter how great you are, or they can't offer you a COS no matter how great you are. You have to be a licensed sponsor. Now, how do you find out which companies are licensed sponsors? It's really simple. All you need to do is visit this link and it lists out all the companies that are licensed sponsors in the UK. You can even filter it by industry. And what I would strongly suggest is that if you have an industry that you're keen on working in, or if you have an industry that you know offers roles to people like you, I would definitely look them up on LinkedIn. Look for the recruiters again and send them a message. You can also try sending them an email or applying on the career sections of their websites. But what happens is a lot of times no one's monitoring this inbox too often. So it's possible your CV is just lying there and no one's really taken a look. Instead, take the initiative, find the recruiters from this company on LinkedIn, write to them and send them your profile and your details, and hopefully it will work out. And this is also where most people lose out. Most people reach this phase and they send out 10, 20 emails, and then they just get dejected because no one's replying, or they're getting a lot of rejection emails. But here's the thing. A lot of statistics say that if for you to land that job, you need to be sending out from anywhere from 20 to 80 applications. So please do not feel bad if your application has been rejected. Just take a step back, take a breather, come back and apply again with renewed energy for new openings. Now, moving on to the next step. In order for you to apply for a visa to work in the UK, what you absolutely need is a certificate of sponsorship, or a COS. This might honestly be one of the most important details in this entire process. Your COS has to be offered to you by your employer, which will also cover all of the details about the employment that you're being offered in the UK. This needs to come from your employer. You cannot apply for this yourself. If you plan on applying for your skilled worker visa yourself, if your company is not doing it for you, please bear in mind that you cannot continue with the application, or you cannot even start the application without your COS. You would need your COS number and a lot of other details that are mentioned on your COS before you start your application. So do remember to keep it handy. Now, apart from having a COS, there are also a few basic eligibility criteria that you need to meet to apply for this visa. Let's quickly go over it. You need to do a job that's on the list of eligible occupations. You need to be paid a minimum salary, and that depends on what type of work you do. You must be able to prove you know English and take the English language test. You must have enough money to support yourself while you are in the UK, and you would need to prove that you have enough money. And you must also provide a criminal record, in some cases for some jobs, and a valid TB certificate. And since the UK has a point-based system, you would need to have 70 points to be eligible. If you'd like to know more about the point system, you can just watch this video. Now, when you actually start the process of the application for your skilled worker visa, the second section is going to ask you to provide a lot of support documents along with your application. They're going to ask you which support documents you have. This is the list of all of the support documents you're going to need. Like I mentioned earlier, you will need your certificate of sponsorship reference number. Your employer will give you this. You need to show proof of your knowledge of English, which would mean you would need to take an English language test. You would need to have a valid passport or other documents that show your identity or nationality. You would need your job title and your annual salary. You would also need your job's occupation code and the name of your employer and their sponsor license number. This will be on your certificate of sponsorship. Now, the next step is for you to actually apply online. You can apply online on the gov.uk website. There's an entire form you need to fill out, and it's a really, really big form. So please remember to have a good internet connection, lots of charge on your laptop or your charger close by, and a whole lot of patience. Now, since I know a lot of you need guidance on how to fill the form, I'll make a separate video on this. We won't do it today. In the next video, I will take you step by step on what you need to fill in into each of the columns for the entire form, which is a really long form. So stay tuned to that. Now, I hope this has given you all the basic information you need to know on how you can actually apply for the skilled worker visa. But here's the thing, this is just a very short video to give you an overview of the entire process, but there is a lot of information you need to know when it comes to the skilled worker visa. There's a lot, trust me. There are eligible jobs in COS and licensed sponsors, and there's a shortage occupation list, and it's how much you can be paid, how little you can be paid, how many hours you can work, whether you can bring your dependents along. Oh my God, the list just goes on and on. Which is why I very, very strongly recommend that if you're interested in applying for a job in the UK, and you want a skilled worker visa, I very strongly suggest you watch this video.